Yo, what's up, people? Yes, I am early, and this is not going to be not going to be a long show. Pretty much not going to take calls either. I just wanted to get some stuff out here. I wanted to speak on this topic. I didn't want to make it into a video, but there's something that's been on my mind since last night that I need to address. So hopefully, everybody who needs to come across this video come across this video or live stream, come across it, okay? But shout out to the people that are here early. I know there are people who aren't getting notifications. I don't understand, but that's just how it is. That's how we're gonna rock for right now. People not getting notifications, but they'll see this later. We spoke about Pop Smoke last night. Y'all can go and check that live stream out. I think it was a very good live stream. That particular conversation is sort of sliding over to this one. But shout out to the people here. Let me go ahead and shout y'all out since y'all got here early. Ella B was good, or LB was good. Vern 85, The Elements, Darte. True ATLin, Backa City Town, D Brown was good. Anime JD, Daryl, Philippi. Make sure y'all like this stream. I just want to say this. There were some things that occurred in the chat room. I mean, it's been occurring for a while, and I haven't addressed it, but I'm going to address it now. All of this, especially from you guys who claim to be red pill men, all this flirting you dudes are doing in my chat room, it needs to stop, and it's going to stop. And you know who you are. Okay? You know who you are. Just because a woman compliments me doesn't mean that I want you in my comment section trying to pitch woo or trying to get you a girlfriend or whatever. That shit is stopping today. Okay? What's good, Bella Michelle? I've let y'all ride and I'll let y'all just be able to be in the chat and say certain things. What's good, Tony G? Grim? I've let people rock, but no more. I'm sick of this shit. Okay? If you're supposed to be a red pill man, don't come to my comment section trying to holler at chicks. And I have seen this shit for weeks. It needs to stop. And it's gonna stop, because if you're a red pill man, you're not supposed to act like that. Stop being thirsty in my chat room. Just as simple as that. You want to talk to women, go to other people's channels, or you do your own shit. But when I have to see dudes come into my chat saying, well, this dude is getting the chicks in your chat, I don't want to see none of that shit. Well, I appreciate that, Tony G. Don't come to my chat room with that shit. I'm telling you. And I'm going to say this, and I'm not going to say it again. If I see any of you dudes out saying what you said, especially in my chat last night, you're out of here. You're done. And I'm going to tell you I did it. This is not how red pill men are supposed to act. Just because a woman compliments me or is flirtatious towards me doesn't give you the license to go and be trying to holler at chicks, give them your information. Do that on your own time, not mine. I spent time putting together this topic, this live stream. I suggest you be on the topic and not trying to holler at chicks. Do that somewhere else, not here. And if I see it, you're gone, and I'm going to tell you I'm the one who made you disappear from this chat, because the shit is getting sad. It's getting tiresome, and you dudes should be doing better than that. Yes, Philippi. I look back on the chat, I was disgusted because this stuff has been going on for weeks. This shit has been going on for weeks and I'm tired of it. I shouldn't have to talk to people this way. Grown fucking adults. Grown fucking adults. Especially you fucking males. You can go holler at chicks everywhere else on social media. Don't do it in my chat room. That's what I wanted to put out here while I'm live right now. I wasn't even gonna do a live stream today, but it just had me heated what I saw. I went back and saw, man, it just had me heated, man. Ricardo, we'll get to the topic when I feel like it. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and escort you to the door. You can come back in 300. Don't tell me when to get ready on the topic. You don't have to be here. This is my show. You don't have to be here. I'll get to the topic when I feel like it. If you don't like it, wait till the stream is over, and then you can go back and you can skip to wherever it is you want to go. But this all ties into it. Yeah, Darte, man, it's just seriously, man. And this is coming from red pill men. So-called red pill men. You dudes come to y'all and everybody else chat room. You are according to the topic. You're not on no thirst. Well, some of y'all on some thirsty shit. Y'all don't think nobody notices it. But yeah, we putting an end to this shit. And if I see it, you're gone. Just as simple as that. Stop flirting in my chat room. Okay? Just because women flirt with me and say things to me, I'm the host of the show. This is my channel. This is my platform. Okay? Do you see me openly getting on live stream just flirting with chicks? No, you don't see that. I may say certain things here or there, but if I want to flirt, I do it off YouTube. They can reach me or I can reach them if I knew who they were. Okay? But you're supposed to be red pill men. You got to act like it because these women are laughing at you. These women are laughing at you. When you dudes flirt with them and you're supposed to be red pill, they're laughing at you. You don't understand this. I've been doing this for 5 years. I understand when women are playing you for your attention. And you don't see it. But of course you don't see it because you're not really red pill. You're blue pill as fuck. If you have to come to YouTube to talk to women, then that's where your life is. Nowhere. Now, let me get to the topic. Because like I said, this is not going to be a long stream, but I had to get that out here. Hopefully the people who need to see this will see it. I'm going to make sure I'm going to put this on all the platforms so y'all know exactly what I was speaking about. Now, the discussion that we were having yesterday about Pop Smoke, okay, and what may have happened. What's good, Nick Magnificent? They're saying that this may have been targeted. You know, he may have been targeted, but they don't know why. And one of the things that have been brought up is maybe there was a hit of jealousy, you know, towards Pop Smoke. Now, this is one of the latest photos that was put up. Okay. This is something that people in 2020 need to stop, especially rappers, because you got regular people when they get their tax money, they do the same shit. They get on social media and they be putting the money phone, like, man, that's something you did in 2013, 2014. Why are you doing this in 2020, man? 2012, 2013. That's when we used to see the money phone. Why are we seeing the money phone in 2020, man? That's one sure. Because listen, man, the one thing social media has done, people know where you live now. They know where you're eating at. They know who you're dating. You know? They know everything about you. Now, people are saying that it could have been a situation with the car, from, person that he may have took it from, may have still been a bit angry and, wanted to get some revenge. But I'm going to speak on the aspect of jealousy that men have towards other men, because there is a jealousy out there that I have noticed that men have towards other men. And no, I'm not talking about when it comes to an opinion. I'm talking about there's jealousy when you have a guy. Let's say you have guys that you work with, right? You get a promotion, okay? Once you get a promotion, they don't see you the same way. They're going to think that you're acting better than them because, you went from working, on the floor shop to being in the office, and I had a situation similar to a place I was at. The dude went from working on the floor with the rest of the guys in the plant to working in the office. He didn't have to dress to work in the plant. He just dressed up to work in the office every day. And there was some people that felt some type of way. So in order for him to have to deal with that, he would play cards with them. He would speak to them just to let them know, hey, I'm not trying to be better than you. I just got a promotion. But they would still tease him either behind his back or, maybe around him in a subtle way about the fact that, he has a promotion, that he's basically their boss, That's good, Julie. I see you. But you have guys out here, man. They have jealousy towards each other. I've seen it my whole life. I'm not saying that it's all, but I have seen it in a lot of instances, man. These guys don't like to see the crabs in the barrel mentality is real when it comes to a lot of young males, especially black males. There is a crab in the barrel mentality that is just crazy. Why do you think you're seeing so many videos about people being scammers? Whether you agree with the person who's collecting donations for whatever project they are doing, we have a huge crab in the barrel mentality when it comes to the melanated community. So when you have a guy like Pop Smoke who comes from the community, he brings his friends with him. He's not really moving the way that, a guy who in the industry should. Because let me face it, man, a lot of these rappers have security. A lot of these guys are surrounded by it. I remember I seen a video of Drake leaving a show, right? I believe it was in Philly. And he was surrounded by security. He had security at his shoulders. He had security behind him and a guy in front of him. The guy had a shield wall around him. Okay. That's how you got to move out here, man. Especially if you're supposed to be, in a gang, which is what Pop Smoke is supposed to have been in, right? There's a lot of different scenarios that could have played his part here. But the one thing that we do know about Pop Smoke is that it definitely looked like a hit. It was a hit. It was a hit. But what we have to see is who ordered it. Who wanted to take this guy's life. There was no intent to rob anything. There was an intent to take him out of this world. So that's why I said in the live stream yesterday, I said, you have to be careful of the type of people you have in your circle. You have to be careful of the type of people that you bring into your lifestyle. You go from having nothing to something. The people around you still got that hungry, mentality of I want more, I want more. Osashi watching from work, good. Shout out to all the people watching from work. Yeah, that is Bella. That right, Bella. You won't see Tom Cruise or Brad Pitt in any of this. But we tend to, for whatever reason, have issues with each other, especially as black men. And it shouldn't even be like that. So I just want people to understand, man, be careful of your surroundings. You know, if you're the type of guy that likes to be braggadocious and talk shit and post whatever you do on social media, and you go to a different city, you better have some security with you. You better have yourself on guard. You need to move like somebody that don't want to get caught up or get caught slipping. You know? You don't want to get caught slipping. Appreciate that, Marquise. But the thing is, especially with a lot of black people, is that we have to understand who we are when we get what we get. You know what I'm saying? If we are in the industry, we doing shows, we making music, we have to say, you know what, I got to leave certain things behind, and I got to get more, more part of the entertainment lifestyle, and that's having security and being very careful who you bring in your house. Now, I know that people get into issues with other people all the time, but to take somebody's life over it, and we know what happened with Pop Smoke was personal, because there were other people there that he may have felt comfortable with, and nobody else life was taken except his. That's why if you are basically the de facto leader of your crew, right? You're the leader of what's going, the people around you, right? You have to have the best interests of yourself in that situation of, I want to protect everybody around me, not just myself, but everybody around me, And one thing I will say about Tekashi 6ix9ine, he talked a lot of shit, but he made sure he had people to protect him. I don't know if Pop Smoke had that. I don't know if guys like Pop Smoke had that. I know guys like Pop Smoke, guys who are real hood, guys who are in the streets, and they hang around the same people they end up getting arrested with, they end up getting put in jail, over or with. You see, once I leave the hood, I'm not going back, unless it's to visit family who don't want to leave, but other than that, I'm not going back to hang out with nobody, because once you leave, poverty, you don't want to go back to that. You don't want to fit in. No, you should stop trying to fit in years ago, Kadizi said Treyway was security of the fucking year. Yeah, they was. Tekashi knew he had backup. That's why he talked so much shit, because he had Treyway around him. I remember they tried to fight him at the airport in Texas. He had them Treyway dudes around him, man. He had dudes there to watch his back. He wasn't trying to get into no issues, because he does have a big mouth and he likes to troll and talk shit. And he knew he needed, people there to watch his back. Poetic Kills, what's going on? Salute. That's why, man, they need to have a seminar. You know how they have the rookie symposium for the NFL? It might call it the same thing in the NBA, but the NBA rookies, they bring in all the NFL rookies, right? And they have these people speak to them. They need to have the same thing for these rappers, okay? They need to have people go and talk to them and say, listen, you got to protect yourself when you go to these different cities. You can't be getting into no beefs and issues with people. You can't be taking people's cars. What's good, darling? They need to have a rookie symposium for these rappers. Yeah, best security retired cops. Yep, because you definitely listen. The one thing Negroes fear is police. Okay, they're not gonna bust not one grape against no cop. As long as you got, listen. I don't care if they think that it makes you look bad that you have police officers as security. That's what they're there for, to secure you. So use them. They are licensed to carry, and they will shoot one of these people if they come at you. You should want that. It keeps you from having to get your hands dirty or getting yourself in trouble, you know? Because I'm telling you, the one thing these Negroes fear is police. And if you got police as security, they're not going to touch you. Okay? They are not going to touch you. But trying to be hood and trying to be street and trying to live up to a reputation, let me tell you something, bro. The first time you make $1 million or the first time you're on Instagram with the money phone, that's the last time you should be in any type of hood or trying to appeal to any type of street dudes, because they are not going to see you the same way. They're not going to see you the same way. True, it's cool, man. It's cool. It's cool, True. My name gets mispronounced, gets misspelled a lot, True. Don't worry about it. Yeah, they do need a rookie rapper training course. Absolutely. They need to have people go speak to these rappers, man. Especially the ones that get signed throughout the calendar year, or they have like their first hit. They need to have people go speak to the label need to have people go speak to these guys on how to protect themselves. The labels should be protecting their investments, man. The label, unless the label think they can gain more money for them not being here, but you should want to protect your investments, man. If you're investing in these guys, get them some goddamn security. Yeah, financial advisors, all of that, man. That's why the baby got mad at the hotel employee, dumb shit like this. Tell you, man, like, listen, I'm not trying to live in the hood after, a certain age. If I had to grow up there, I'm trying to leave as fast as I can. I'm not trying to raise no kids there. I am out of there. I'm not going back. I'm not trying to live there. I'm not trying to be cool with nobody there. I'm trying to take people with me that's going to motivate me to do better in life. How long are you going to be hood? How long are you going to do the street thing? It might be the case, Philippi. It might be the case, but some don't. Some rappers don't, They don't want to leave that alone. They don't want to leave that lifestyle alone. Pop Smoke may have been wanting to leave that lifestyle. And I do notice a lot of rappers like Soulja Boy. He went from being in Atlanta to being in LA because he wanted to not deal with to be a Chief Keef. Chief Keef moved from Chicago to LA, one because they didn't want him in Chicago, and he knew he would keep getting arrested, or he would end up dealing with some street shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, I know that for sure. Yo, Distro, check your email, bro. Before you do anything, check your email, bro. Or you can rewind back and listen to what I said. I want you especially to listen to what I said. Distro, I want you to especially listen to what I said. There's a policy now, no flirting in the chats, bro. Don't want to see it. At all. If I see it, you're out of here. Anyway. But yeah, man, we definitely need to, as young men, especially as young black men, we have to do whatever it takes to better our situations. You know what I'm saying? We got to better our situations, man. Because what's going to happen is that we're going to fall back into that mindset of trying to prove stuff to people, man. We should grow out of that. Even though Pop Smoke is 20, some of us are 30 or 40 and we still don't learn from that behavior. There are guys who are still messing up and they're older. you know. What's good, Jessica? Long time no see. Long time no see. Make sure y'all like the stream, man. Make sure you like the stream. Now, I understand that it can be addicting, right? When you have money and, you know, you want to promote that street life on social media. But what you got to understand is, man, you may cross some people that's going to test you. That's going to feel disrespected by you, by something you said. Maybe there was a girl involved. People are saying that an Instagram model may have been involved in this. Again, we don't know yet. We don't really know for sure, you know, but we know that something happened. We know that he was having a party and there were 4 guys that decided it would be best to take this man's life. And what they don't understand, I just hope people who take other people's lives understand something. No matter if you were wearing ski masks or not, you can be found out. Unless there's a concerted effort to keep people from finding you, you will be found out. With some people, right, you have to really look at their mental state. Because look at the situation with XX. You know, that situation, people, you know, they was like, how are we going to find out who did it? But they were able to get videos of the guy stalking XX, you know, and then they were able to one by one find them, bring them in. So do people not learn from their mistakes? Do people not learn that you can't get away with stuff like this, especially when you take the life of a public figure? Why do it? And I know in that particular neighborhood, they'll be able to find out more information easier than other situations. Now, back to jealousy of men. You know, the one of the worst traits a man can have is to be jealous of another man. You know, if you're jealous of another man, there's something wrong with you. Because how can you grow in society if you're jealous of somebody else? You just can't. You're going to always be looking over to see what somebody else is doing. People are saying it was a setup, Poetic. It would have to be, because they knew where to go, you know? They knew how to approach. I think they knew that there weren't going to be any armed security there. So they wouldn't have to worry about retaliation, which is actually a big thing in robberies. You know, when you're robbing a house full of people, you don't want to bust into a house where people got guns. You know, you're going to bust into a house where there are no guns, you know, but there are witnesses, you know, but you don't take out anybody else but this one person. So you really have to look at those things. So understand that we are in very different times. I mean, this has happened before, you know, but when I mean different times, I mean people finding out who you are. Because the one thing about, you know, people who take lives nowadays, they will brag about it. They'll put up chains, and like when these rappers were getting robbed for their chains, like YBN Almighty Jaye, they're putting all this information out here, getting themselves caught up. It's easy for these guys to get stupid and post what they did, you know? But as men, we should never be jealous of each other. We should never envy what somebody else has, because what it does, it changes our lives, and it alters our path, because we're always trying to measure ourselves to what somebody else is and what somebody else is doing. And if we're stuck on that, we'll never get anywhere. We'll never get anywhere. What's good, Vern? We'll never get anywhere. Now, honestly, with me, that's why I don't deal with a lot of dudes like that. Because you come across dudes that show those traits, and you really have to distance yourself from that, because there might be some conflict. But you have to identify those traits. You have to identify the remarks. You identify the certain passive aggressive behavior, because the way people telling themselves is that passive aggressive behavior, and how they address you in their approach to certain things. You know what I'm saying? And if you're doing better than them in life, they're going to say certain things to expose themselves. They're going to want what you have. They're going to measure themselves towards you, which they should never do. And honestly, with a lot of people that I've, seen over the years, and a lot of the situations that a lot of guys get into, whether they be set up, it usually has something to do with a woman most times. Other times it could be what somebody has, but in the case of Pop Smoke, nothing was stolen. So it could always be over a woman or property, a dispute. It could be a dispute. But from what I have noticed, right, there's always a woman involved in it some type of way. It's a way to get your guard down. And, you'll never suspect that a woman is capable of it. Like I read somewhere there was a woman that was meeting guys off social media, off dating websites, and she was luring them to either to be robbed, which is crazy. Shout out to Dollar Washer. Pop Smoke was on the rise. Don't be surprised if it turns out another
Pop Smoke was on the rise. Don't be surprised if it turns out another rapper gave the green light.
Appreciate that. That's a good point, Dollar. Because again, with a lot of these rappers who are trying to get their start, right, they might work with other rappers, and then once that rapper skyrockets, those other guys he was working with, he may not work with them anymore, so they may feel some type of way. They're like, whoa, why don't you put me on your new album, or let's work together? And he was like, nah, bro, I'm working with bigger artists, and they may feel, because a lot of these guys, you gotta understand, you got some of these guys, they ain't got nothing to lose. They don't have anything. They can't get no regular job. All they want to do is be a rapper. And if they can't follow those dreams, and they see you succeeding in following your dreams, they may feel some type of way. So you do have that type of mindset out there. But you do have to be careful, man. Let's get it. I heard of that, but people are saying that might be unlikely, because that would be too easy. It would be too easy to say it was that guy. But again, man, you going from coast to coast, man. You got to be careful who you deal with, man. How you deal with people, You got to be careful how you deal with people, man. Absolutely. Because you never know how that person's mentality is. Some people have nothing to lose, nothing. They will take somebody else's life and not even think about the consequences, especially what I noticed from males who were raised by a domineering single mother who is dysfunctional. They will grow up to have those same, they will have those emotional traits, those short-sighted traits, And they will do things and not even care about the consequences because they're so emotional. And in that moment, they make an emotional, irrational decision that ends up fucking up their whole life. And that's what we have. These guys are fucking up their own lives because they really don't have anything. They don't have nothing to go back to. So they're willing to ruin what they have. Now understand this. People can choose to do what they want to do career-wise. They want to be a rapper. They may have, gotten in trouble with the law. They want to do better. But again, we have to watch how we move out here, man, because everybody's watching. When you're putting money phones up to your face, when not necessarily you, but somebody that is posting photos in front of your house, and then your address is being exposed, that's just not moving in the correct manner. You know what I'm saying? That's not moving in the correct manner. It really isn't. There's just so many ways to fuck up in life due to social media, man. That's why you got to be careful. People be saying, well, Jay, why don't you show your face? You want to know what you look like. Why? For what reason? You know what I look like. I don't have to post videos of myself in my house for you to know that I'm a real person. But that's because people are so nosy. They want to know everything about you. And it's mostly males that want to see that. It's mostly males that want to know what you look like, where you live, what city you located in. Do you know not nothing, but a lot of dudes have asked me that. What state I live in, what city I live in. What do you want to know all that for? Yeah, they want to know what car you driving. They want to know what high school you went to. They want to know everything about you. Oh, it's snowing up there. I heard it was snowing up there, Jessica, in North Carolina. So you about at the border, right? Oh, Cardi said that, L. Absolutely. I've gotten on Cardi for that numerous times, and I will always, hold her accountable for that. But it's a lot of males that want to know everything about your life. Those are the main people who will be on these Instagram pages looking at what you have, want to know where you live, because they want to either get close to you and be around you, or they want what you have. They want what you have. And that's the thing, like, I want y'all to understand that you have to have some sort of privacy in yourself. Because people should not be privy to every aspect of your life. Okay, Jessica, so you about north, you about north of me, an hour, but you about north of me. But it's not snowing here, it's raining here. It's actually raining here. It's been raining off and on for about the last 3 or 4 days, I would say, off and on. Yeah, what happened to Pop Smoke is definitely a hit. It's a hit, absolutely, and they're gonna find out who did it. I don't see this going cold. I really don't. So we can see that for what it's worth, but I do think they're gonna catch these dudes. I don't think they're gonna get away with this. I really don't. I think that Jersey doesn't have winter, So it's never rain. It's not say raining. It's never snowing in Jersey. I know it snows in Pennsylvania, but it never snows in New Jersey. It's just hard ice. So it's very icy up there. Right, Dark Knight. Right, right. They want to know. They want to know every aspect of your life. They want to know everything that's going on with you. It's 77 degrees in Tempe, Arizona. Wow, man. Most of the time we have that type of weather, man, but we ain't had that type of weather over the past couple months. There's some days that have been kind of warm that's been surprising, but yeah, man, I don't have to deal with this rain. This was good, Miami. Yeah, they're gonna find these idiots, man. Y'all are some idiots for taking this dude's life. If you know, that's how I can tell it's probably a hit. But how you get 4 motherfuckers to do it? Did you need 4? Like, what was the 4 for? I'm pretty sure they knew who was in the house. Did you? I guess they thought they was gonna have some resistance. But why are you bringing 4? It's almost like people just wanted to be there just to make sure. That shit is crazy. But yeah, they gonna find these geniuses. And I hope they parade them in the media and put their whole situations out here. Because that's what should happen when you do something stupid like this. It did, but again, you know, Poetic, they caught the ones who took XX Tentacion's life. They found, you know, they found them. But again, like I said, you know, this what happened with him was in Florida. California it is a different story. So you just never know with Florida, you know. No, not Florida, excuse me, with California. You just never know with California. You know, they know how to make certain things disappear. From my understanding, they know how to make certain things disappear. You know what I'm saying? I hope they solve it. I hope that people, his celebrity friends, quote unquote, continue to speak out. But if they don't, we already know what's going on. Like if they're not speaking out, then we know that it's a situation that they don't want to get involved. They don't want to take it any farther than it already is. You know, which it would be sad. Like it really would be sad. It's good, Terry. Pop Smoke screwed over a lot of people. What's good, Steven? 803. The white folks gonna push police to find cause of their safety. I think the people in that neighborhood will. Because the lady that actually owned that house, her husband, she's on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So that was a house that she owned, you know? That's a house that she owns. What I mean by celebrity friends, I'm just saying like people that claim they were cool with him. Like 50 Cent, you know? Or some of those New York rappers that he may have known, you know? But we know a lot of weird shit happens in LA. Anybody who's seen documentaries on Hollywood back in the days, man, there's just a lot that goes on. What's her name? It was it? I think her name was Teddy Mellencamp, something like that. Let me see this. Yeah, her name was Teddy Mellencamp. Yeah, Teddy Joe Mellencamp from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She actually mourned the loss of Pop Smoke, who was actually, I believe, renting a house from her husband. Was good, Gotti. Don't underestimate the resources of your enemies. That's a good point. Yo, this is a little off subject, man. But have any of y'all heard about Steven Spielberg's biracial, I believe, adopted daughter becoming an adult entertainer? Did any of y'all hear about that? You know? Did y'all hear about that? His biracial, I believe, adopted daughter is going into the adult, and she's basically becoming a porn star. Now, what I would like to know is a girl who was in that type of environment, growing up with Steven Spielberg, what would make her go into that particular industry? I have my theories, you know. Steven Spielberg, there are people who have spoken about certain aspects of certain projects he has done. Even people have gone on to talk about the particular logo of his company, production company, and said certain things about him in the industry, you know. But there's, something happened in that upbringing. Something happened in that upbringing, man. What's good, William? No, you ain't got to watch it. I'm just saying his biracial daughter, Steven Spielberg, she even has his last name. I think she's adopted. She's going into the adult entertainment industry. What happened to that girl, man? What did you do to that girl, man? That is a cry for help, if anything. For you to grow up in the Spielberg household and still pursue that, something happened to that girl, man. What happened to that girl, man? You want to change your name, Steven? I mean, if you're making content and you want to change it, I mean, that's cool. But I mean, honestly, I'm one of those people, man. Like, you can put stuff you do for fun on social media, but putting out personal information about yourself to dysfunctional, mentally unstable people is not the move. I'm just saying, you got Spielberg on her name is Michaela Spielberg. You got Spielberg as your last name, and you're going into the adult entertainment industry. That is a cry for some type of help, if anything. Now she's an adult. Let's see how old she is. Okay, let's see. Okay, I didn't even have to type it in. She's 23 years old. And she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She has 6 siblings with Steven Spielberg and Kate Capshaw. Oh, she has another, I believe, adopted brother who's black by the name of Theo, who's 31. So he's adopted a bunch of kids. So Spielberg has been adopting black kids for years. But the 23-year-old Michaela is going into the adult business. What's going on in that house, man? There's lots of live streams on my side of YouTube. Trolls are getting no swatting dogs. Yeah, that's why, Jessica, I tell y'all to be careful, man, what y'all put out here, man. Now, Theo, the black one, the black son, he's 31, so he's been a part of the household for a long time, man. I think Montana Fishburne that was attention seeking. I think she just was attention seeking. Yeah, but I remember Montana. But you haven't heard from her since. I agree, Jessica. They do have a lot of weird kids. The one thing I will say is, Will Smith's oldest son that he had prior to getting with Jada Pinkett. I mean, he seems the most. He's the normal one of all the other ones, which means that I don't know what's happened in the last 15 years, man, but things have definitely gotten weirder with how these people are raising their kids. You got people, they're adopting black children from Africa like they're fashion accessories. Like you have Charlize Theron dressing up her adopted African son like he's a girl, and no one says anything. I mean, I'm saying it. Other people on YouTube have spoken on it, but these other celebrities, man, that's why it's important to have them speak out on certain things, man. But some crazy thing. I mean, look at D Wade's son. Y'all know what's crazy? There are people trying to make it seem like Gabrielle Union had no influence over Zion, which I think is bullshit. Even D Wade's ex-wife tried to sue Gabrielle Union because she felt like Gabrielle Union was not being the best stepmom as far as her influence is concerned. But there are other black women that are trying to take up for Gabrielle Union because they see Gabrielle Union as the type of woman they want to be. A woman who was ran through and finally settled down with a man who would allow her to do and be whatever she wanted. That's who you're aspiring to. You know? We all praised D Wade when he became a father of 3, but you can tell he may have some guilt, which is why he has allowed Gabrielle to be more of a motherly figure to those kids. One, she's trying to teach to love darker skinned black women, which is fucking ridiculous. You want to mold and shape that one into what you want them to be, just like you did with the youngest son. But there are females trying to take up for her and make it seem like she had no influence. Yes, she did. She was in the household when D Wade was on the road. When D Wade was away playing basketball. She wasn't acting in a bunch of movies and TV shows. She had time on her hands. I'm going to say this too, and I'm going to go ahead and bid all of you adieu, because this was not going to be a long stream. I just wanted to come and get some things off my chest and really speak on this topic, because there's a lot of jealous, envious males out here. And sometimes they just can't help themselves but expose who they truly are, either through violence or through some outbursts. It happens. Now, we don't know 100% sure exactly what happened with Pop Smoke, but we can all speak on it and come to our own, conclusions or assumptions, as some will say it is, But I know one thing. Be careful the type of people you trust, the type of people you give information to, the type of people that you tell, speak to and bring into your circles, because there's always going to be that one snake. It's always going to be that one passive aggressive snake that's constantly around, that may on the surface be like they like you, you're cool, you're friendly, but underneath they're hiding their disdain and dislike of you. That's how it is. That's how it is. And I want people to understand that that's how, we have to really look at things in life, because I know for me, I'm one of those type of people that's going to be able to take my time to really evaluate certain people before I even think about having a circle with any of them. You know what I'm saying? That's how we got to look at certain things. But shout out to everybody that's here, okay? We are here live. Like I said, this stream not gonna be too long. I just need to say some things, and I said it. So yeah, y'all know I went and got I found my old instrumentals, and I put them on this computer because I like some of them. Some really nice. Hold on, I'm looking through them right now. Looking through them. I should like some of these. Hold on, let me go and see if I can find. Oh fuck it, I can't find it. But yeah, man. What y'all doing today? Psych 101, Jay. I know y'all at work. It's I'm not jealous of her. I'm 42, bro. That don't look good. Yo, Bella, I'm about to go ahead and log out. I'm just looking for this one instrumental I want to play that I like. But yeah, I'm about to go ahead and wrap the stream up. This is just an early stream. I wasn't even gonna stream today, but I said, let me go speak to the people. I gotta speak to the people. Need to go speak to the people. Let me see, which one is this? Hold on, y'all give me a minute. Oh, never mind. Can't find it. Well, all right, people, I see y'all, okay? I bid you adieu. I'll see you on the next live show. All right? And, yeah. Appreciate that, Bella. Love you too, Bella. Shout out to you, Bella. Cool Poetic Kills. Appreciate that. D. Jessica,
Jay, would you go to some else's city flossing?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I would not go to anybody's city Flossing, that's a no-no. Going to somebody else's city flossing is a no-no. Absolutely don't do it. I don't care how hard you are, man. Some of the hardest niggas learn the hardest ways when they do that, man. Don't do it. Don't be a statistic, man. Don't be a statistic, man. You know, be smart out here. You know, definitely be smart. But yeah, man. Shout out to everybody. See y'all next one.